What if you could build a really successful finance channel without ever needing a camera, a fancy studio, or a whole production team? Well, it's not just possible, it's actually surprisingly simple. And in this explainer, I'm going to give you the exact blueprint to create these high-quality, high-earning finance videos using just a few AI tools. So let's dive right in. So if you're ready to create content that can really grab an audience, generate some serious revenue, and do it all through a pretty much automated workflow, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to break down the entire process for you. And look, this isn't just a bunch of theory. You're getting the complete step-by-step blueprint. We're going to cover everything from the initial idea and script all the way to the final video, and we're going to do it in the next 5 minutes. Okay, first up, let's meet your new team. You can totally forget about needing big budgets or hiring a whole crew. Your entire production process, it's going to be handled by just a handful of really powerful AI tools. Think of them as your personal digital production crew, ready to go 24/7. Each tool has a very specific job. So think of ChatGPT as your writer. It's going to craft all those compelling stories. Then you have Whisk. That's your artist generating all your visuals. DubDub acts as your narrator, giving you a clear, human-sounding voice. And finally, CapCut is your editor, the one that brings it all together with cool animation. This setup, it's like having a full production house right at your fingertips. All right, our first, and I'd argue most crucial step is the script. Everything, and I mean everything, starts right here. Especially in finance, you're dealing with complex ideas, and they need a great story to make them stick. And that story has to hook the viewer from the very first second. Now, here's the key. You're not just asking the AI for a robotic list of facts. No way. Your goal is to prompt it for a script that feels like a real conversation, something natural and engaging, but also packed with those valuable insights. So what does a good hook even look like? Well, imagine starting a script with this line. 2 people earn the exact same salary, but one retires a millionaire while the other ends up broke. See that? It immediately creates this puzzle in the viewer's mind. They instantly want to know why that happened. And you bet they're going to stick around to find out the answer. So here is the exact prompt structure to use. It's a super simple 2-parter. For part 1, you ask for a script, but be specific. Tell it you want strong hooks and a natural conversational tone. Then, for part 2, you ask it to generate text-to-image prompts that match the script scene by scene. This little trick sets you up perfectly for our next step, creating the artwork. Okay, now that we have our scripts and all our image prompts, let's talk visuals. This is where your channel really starts to develop its own unique identity. The goal isn't just to make cool images, it's to build a consistent style that becomes instantly recognizable to your audience. And this brings us to a really critical concept: visual consistency. All this means is that your main character looks the same from one scene to the next. Now, why does this matter so much? Because consistency just screams professionalism. It makes your channel feel polished and reliable, and that builds the trust that is absolutely essential for any finance content. And you know what? Achieving this is surprisingly simple. Here's the workflow in a tool like Whisk. First, you upload a reference image of your character into the subject section. This basically tells the AI, hey, this is my main character. Make them look like this. Next, you set your aspect ratio to 16:9, for standard video. And finally, you just copy and paste the prompts you got from ChatGPT, and Whisk will generate every single scene you need, all with your consistent character. It's that easy. All right, we've got our script, and we've got our consistent art. Now for the final production step, bringing it all to life with motion. This is where we assemble everything and add that dynamic, super engaging feel. We're going to use a simple technique called the viral dynamic effect. Now, don't let the name fool you. It sounds a little dramatic, but it's just a subtle zoom animation that makes sure there's always some movement on screen. This constant, gentle motion keeps the viewer engaged and creates a really smooth flow between all your scenes. So let me break it down for you. In an editor like CapCut, you take your first image, you're going to add what's called a scale keyframe. It's just an animation marker, right at the start, and set it to 100% size. Then, add a second keyframe at the very end of that clip, but set this one to 108%. This creates a slow zoom in. Now, for the second image, you just do the opposite. You started it at 108% and then have it zoom out to 100%. This back and forth, in and out motion is what creates that seamless professional flow. And hey, here's a little pro tip to make this even easier. Once you have your keyframe set, just press Alt+K in CapCut. The software will automatically smooth out the animation for you, giving you that polished, fluid look with literally zero extra effort. It's a game changer. And just like that, The blueprint is complete. You've gone from just a simple idea to a fully produced animated video that's ready to go. You now have the entire workflow from start to finish. So let's just recap the core pieces. You have an AI writer with ChatGPT, you have an AI artist with Whisk, and you have an AI editor with CapCut. This is the complete system, the whole shebang you need to create endless content for your finance channel, and you can do it super efficiently. So the only question left is, what story are you going to tell first? The blueprint is yours, the tools are ready to go. Now it's your turn to create.